again, my little yarnivores and spiderettes. Fiber Spider back again with another tutorial just for you. Today we've got ourselves a really simple yet lovely stitch. This is the Flutter stitch. It has a slight texture to it. We've got some fans going on, and I love this. I think it would be great for a baby blanket, an afghan, a wrap. Absolutely love this. So it does have a bit of texture, as you can see, with these front post stitches. It is one-sided. The other side, it has its own thing going on. Keep that in mind, but it's only a 2-row repeat. It is so stinking easy. Now, for this particular piece that I did, the swatch, I used Red Heart Super Saver Ombre in the colorway of Anemone, and I used a 6mm hook, which is a size J crochet hook. And without further ado, let's get started. Okie dokie. So as always, first thing is first with the base chain. By the way, I'm using the same yarn and the same hook for today's tutorial. So the base chain for this particular stitch is a multiple of 8 plus an additional 2 chains. So I have 3 multiples of 8, which is 24, plus an additional 2 chains, so I've got 26 chains here. You can, of course, make this as wide or as narrow as you want to, so whether it is a scarf or a queen-size blanket, more power to you. You'll be able to do that with the multiple of 8 plus an additional 2. Now, as always, I do suggest make a swatch first. Get used to how the stitch works, simple as it is, but get used to how the stitch works, and also you will then be able to determine how many multiples you would need for the finished width that you're going for. So whether it's a scarf or a blanket, you will be able to ascertain based on your gauge and your tension how many multiples that you will need. And when you have your base chain ready, we'll get to it. All right, I'll see you in a bit. Okay, row 1. Going to start by doing a single crochet stitch into the second chain from the hook. Now, me personally, I like to go in through the back bump, or the top loop. You could go through both or the back, either way is fine. Everybody has their own preference. So after doing that, we're going to skip 3 chains, and then into that 4th chain, we're going to do sort of a fan, if you will. So into there, we're going to do 2 double crochets. Chain 1, 1 double crochet, chain 1, and 2 more double crochets, all into that same chain. There we go. So that is our fan. And then skip the next 3 chains into that 4th chain, single crochet. Skip 3 chains into that 4th. We're going to do another fan. So that's double crochet and another double crochet. Chain 1, 1 double crochet, chain 1, and 2 more double crochets. So it's 2 doubles, chain 1, 1 double, chain 1, 2 doubles. Alrighty. Then skipping the next 3 chains, going into that 4th with a single. Skip 3 chains into the 4th, another fan. So 2 doubles. Chain 1, 1 double, chain 1 and 2 doubles, all into that same chain. There we go. And then at this point, you should have 3 chains and then 1 at the very end. So skipping those 3 chains, in the very last chain, do a single crochet stitch. And there you go. So that is our row 1. Now, because I did 3 multiples, I've got 3 fans. If you want to have, of course, a certain number of fans, that would be determined by your multiples. Personally, I'm a big fan of odd numbers. Don't ask me why. I guess it's because I'm odd, but I like odd numbers. It just seems to work better because then there is sort of a central one, and then you have one on both sides evenly to sort of bookend the center. It just makes sense to me that way. At any rate, let's move on to row 2. Okay, row 2. Now this is where I departed ways with the original pattern that I had found because I like to tweak things. So the original pattern said to chain up 3 for your first double crochet. Personally, I think it creates wonky edges, so I like to chain up 2 instead because I think it creates a cleaner edge for your piece. So either way that you prefer is fine, but I like to chain up 2, then turning the work, then into the first chain 1 space right over here, right in there, going to do 2 doubles, chain 1. Now, this is also where I departed ways with the original pattern. Going to do a back post around this center post here. Now, initially it said to do a back post double. Honestly, I found that doing a back post treble worked a lot better because if you do a double, it sort of squishes the stitches a bit, and it makes the piece curl, which drove me crazy. So to give this stitch just a little bit more height and prevent some curling going on, I decided for the treble. So going to yarn over 2 times, and then going around this post from the back to the front, just going around the post, pull up a loop, pull through 2, pull through 2, and pull through 2. So we have our back post treble, chain 1, and then in this chain 1 space, 2 doubles. Now, as far as the curling, that may have happened because I have kind of a tight tension on my stitches, kind of have a bit of a death grip. But you know what? If you don't have a problem, then I would say by all means go with the back post double as opposed to a treble. So we have our 2 doubles, back post treble, 2 doubles. Now, around this single crochet, we're going to do another back post treble. So yarning over twice, going around that single crochet stitch, pull up a loop, pull through 2, pull through 2, and pull through 2. There we go. Then going to the next chain 1 space in that fan with 2 doubles, and chain 1, then around that center, back post treble. So around the post, pull up a loop, pull through 2, through 2, and through 2, chain 1, next chain 1 space, 2 doubles. And then around this single crochet stitch, back post treble, There we go. Through 2, through 2, through 2. Then scooting along to this last shell into that chain 1 space, 2 doubles. Chain 1, back post treble around the center post stitch, double. Okay, so yarning over twice, going around the back, around the post, pulling up a loop, pull through 2, through 2, through 2, chain 1, 2 doubles into that chain 1 space. And then last but not least, double crochet into that single crochet at the end. And there you go. That is row 2. So on this side, this is actually the back side, and this is going to be the front side, where we have our posts shining with glory. There we go. All right, let's proceed. Okay, so rows 3 and 4 are going to be the repeat, but you know me, I like to do a multiple or two. I like to do the repeat. So row 3, we're going to be working on the right side of the piece. So start off by chaining up 2, turn the work, and this is, I think, a lot easier now that we have a little bit of a piece established, and also I like doing front posts more than back posts, personal opinion. So into this first chain 1 space that we have here, 2 doubles. There we are, chain 1. Then around this post, a front treble post stitch. So yarning over twice, going around the post, pull up that loop, pull through 2, through 2, and through 2, right around that post there. Then chain 1 into this chain 1 space, 2 doubles. There we go. And then instead of having to go around a single crochet, this is a lot easier. Going around this post, another front post treble. So yarned over twice, going around the post, pull up a loop, pull through 2, and through 2. Next, chain 1 space right over here, 2 doubles. Chain 1, front post treble around the center stitch. Chain 1, 2 doubles into the next chain 1 space. There we are. Front post treble around this little guy down here. Two doubles in the next chain space. Chain 1, front post treble around the middle one. And I've got a bit of a tangle, bear with me. There we go. Okay, so I just did my front post treble, chain 1, 2 doubles in the chain space. Okay, now last but not least, double crochet into the last double crochet stitch. So that would be the second chain from the bottom. Now you could, this is not what I'm going to do, but what you could do is just do a double crochet into this space right here, like that, which I think is fine, you know, for all things, you know, and purposes and so forth. But I'm going to actually go into that second chain from the bottom. Now, if you chained 3, you would go into the third chain from the bottom. But like I said, I think that for me and my tension, I think that this looks a little bit neater and nicer. And there you go. Nice clean edge. That's what we want. All right, so that is row 3. And things are coming along nicely. Now, for me, again, with my tension, at this point, it's when I started to notice that the piece was sort of curling up at the bottom because the front post and back post stitches were sort of condensing the piece. So that's why I opted for the trebles. You know, however it works best for you, that's how you should do it. This is what worked best for me, so this is how I do it. At any rate, let's move on to row 4. Okay, row 4, it's essentially the same thing as the second row. Going to start by chaining up 2, turning the work into this first chain space, 2 doubles. There we go, chain 1. Then around this post, a treble back post. So after yarning over twice, going around through the back to the front to the back, around that post, pull up a loop, pull through 2, through 2, through 2. Chain 1, into that chain 1 space, 2 doubles. Back post treble around this stitch, this post right here, yarning over twice, around the post, pulling up that loop, through 2, through 2, through 2. Next chain 1 space right over here, 2 doubles. There we are. Chain 1 around this post, back post treble. Through 2, through 2, and through 2. Chain 1 into this chain 1 space, 2 doubles. Around that post, treble back post, yarning over twice, around the back, to the front, around that post, pull up that loop, through 2, and through 2. Next chain 1 space, 2 doubles. Chain 1 around the next post, yarning over twice, back post, pull up a loop, through 2, and through 2. Chain 1, next chain 1 space, 2 doubles. There we go. And then, of course, last but not least, double into the last stitch. So for me, that's the second chain from the bottom. And there you go. All right. So as always, well, most of the time, going to do a full repeat for you. This is really coming along nicely. Really, really liking this. So yes, let's do a full repeat because I like spending time with you as well as making sure that everything is copacetic and clear. So let's press on. Okay, row 3 for the repeat. Start off by chaining up 2. Turn the work. And into that first chain 1 space, 2 doubles. Chain 1, front post treble around the post. Chain 1, 2 doubles in the chain 1 space. Front post treble around the next post. Next chain 1 space, 2 doubles. Chain 1, front post treble around the next post. Chain 1, 2 doubles in the next chain 1 space. Front post treble around the next post. Two doubles in the next chain 1 space. Chain 1, front post treble around the next post. Chain 1, 2 doubles in the next chain 1 space. And double into the last double. So again, second chain from the bottom. And there you go. That is row 3 for the repeat. Coming along nicely. All right, let's do row 4 for the repeat. Okay, so row 4 for the repeat. Chain up 2. And turn. Okay. First chain 1 space, 2 doubles. Chain 1, back post treble around the post. Chain 1, 2 doubles into the chain space. Back post treble around the next post. Two doubles in the next chain space. Chain 1, back post treble around the next post. Chain 1, 2 doubles in the next chain stitch, space, stitch, space. You know what I mean. There we go. Back post treble around the next post. Two doubles in the next chain space. See, I said it right this time. Okay, chain 1, back post treble around the next post. There we go, chain 1 and 2 doubles in the chain space. And then, yes, last but not least, double into the last double. So second chain from the bottom, double crochet. And there you go. So the fact that it is only a 2-row repeat, and it's pretty self-explanatory, you just follow suit, whether it is back posts or front posts. So if if you have to leave your project at any given time, you can be like, oh, yes, this is where I need to be right now. It's pretty simple and straightforward, and it's not curling. It's a fabulous thing. Absolutely love this. Now, in spite of it being a semi-textured stitch, it's really not a yarn hog like so many are. This is not that bad. If you compare this to, say, the basket weave, this is not that bad. So, that being said, there you go, the full repeat for the flutter stitch. Alrighty, my dears, so that's going to conclude today's tutorial on the flutter stitch. Really hope that you liked it, and if you did, please give a little thumbs up button down below. You know that I appreciate your appreciation as always. Let me know what you think of this stitch. What sort of yarns, what sort of colors are you going to be using? What sort of project are you going to be making with this fabulous stitch? Let me know in the comments section. Always love to hear from you and hear about your creative journeys. And you know what to do until next time, right? I want all of you to stay inspired, stay caffeinated, stay stitching, and please stay safe. Take care of yourselves and each other, and I will see you in my next video. Bye for now, everybody, and have a great day.